Having appropriate footwear, Rod. So should we do a little what to wear action on
We should. And when I think appropriate footwear, I think comfortable, and I think something that's going to keep me dry. Matt Hanrahan's here with Nick's Adventure. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, how are you?
So, I'm good. So these look hefty boots here.
We've got a couple options for you. So when you're hiking out in the Northwest, what really makes a difference is where you're going and who you are as a hiker. So sometimes, especially midsummer, fall, a nice light trail shoe like this is perfect, even for a long hike.
Oh, so you might not need the big hiking boot.
Exactly. If we head out of here today when work's over and go for a hike in the gorge somewhere, we're going to want a little more protection. There's going to be a lot of mud on the trail. It's going to be slippery. And a nice, durable, well-constructed boot with a stiff and a little bit more rugged sole, it's going to get us where we need to go.
Matt, what do you look for when you're comparing boots and soles and all of that stuff, support? I mean, what are the most important elements in a boot?
The absolute number one most important thing is how it fits your foot. Plain and simple. There's no feature that is going to outperform a poor fitting boot. Once you have that, you're just looking for construction, something that's going to hold up on you, not going to break it down too much.
So I mentioned I bought, actually in your store, just by coincidence, mine were similar to this, but they were Gore-Tex. Let me tell you, those babies, my feet never ever got wet, and I had full confidence they never would. Is that the main material I should be looking for, or is there another option to have a waterproof boot?
Yes, so Gore-Tex is great. It's a barrier that keeps water from getting in, and it's added to all sorts of different types of footwear, shoes, boots, and alike. I grabbed this one as well because it doesn't use a Gore-Tex membrane. It just uses the leather itself to keep weather out.
Right.
And if you treat it consistently, it'll be waterproof too.
When you say treat, you mean like the spray or an oil of some kind?
It's like a grease that you rub in, a boot oil or a snow seal type thing.
Matt, do you think we could maybe put Rod to the test on fitting him?
Let me try that one.
For a boot?
Yeah, here.
What size you got there?
This here is a 9.
Is a 9, okay?
We'll give it
I'm a 12 and a half, but we'll make it. We'll make it work.
We'll do what we can for you.
Rod.
And Rod, I think you're going to like this one because that leather lining is going to break in real specifically to your foot shape. So go ahead and shove your foot all the way in there.
I'm actually an 8, so this would be like one size too big for me.
And what you're doing right now, I love that you're doing this because it's a great trick a lot of folks do when they're trying it out. You're setting your foot flat on the ground and your ankle's bent. So you're actually pushing your heel too far forward in the boot. So go ahead and stay seated for me.
Look at me, an expert trier honor.
Give me a little kick like this with your heel. A little drop in the back.
And I'm just settling my foot in there at that point.
You leave it right there.
Okay, now let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Because I believe in this Gore-Tex stuff.
Okay.
You mentioned you like this boot, and you think this is because of the comfortable fit?
So Gore-Tex is waterproof, it's breathable, it's the best, but if you also use just leather on the inside, sometimes it'll break into your specific foot shape a little bit better.
And maybe be a little more. Is there a price point between Gore-Tex, yes, and not Gore-Tex?
Yeah, it adds a few bucks to put the Gore-Tex label on there and use that nice waterproof membrane, but there's so many different features in the boot. I just worry about the fit.
Matt,
that's a nice light boot, by the way.
Yeah, looks good on you. Is it true that if you get a good boot, you can come back up here? I don't want to make you kneel there. If you get a good boot, do you have to actually break it in over time, or should it be already fairly comfortable? Is that an indicator that it might not be the right fit?
If there's a problem you can feel right away trying it on in the store, that's a problem. Don't convince yourself you're going to take a bad boot and make it into a good one.
And make it better.
Yeah.
But anything is going to soften up a little over time, mold to your foot, and it's going to feel a little looser, and it's going to pack out a little bit as you stand on it. Squish it down.
Yeah, thin socks, thick socks, cotton wool. What am I doing?
You brought a few options here.
Glad you asked. We got a bunch of options. I always try to avoid the cotton. Cotton absorbs moisture, holds it against your foot.
Right, okay.
Wool is going to be the most comfortable, but a little bit more affordable, fully synthetic, like nylon kind of base sock is great. Your polyester dress socks work fine in a pinch.
Really?
Absolutely. Don't not go on a hike just because you don't have the fanciest socks. Don't let that hold you back.
Okay. Well.
Like I would, but I appreciate the comment.
You know Rod's not a fancy man, so he'll take what he has.
Perfect.
All right, where can we find you guys? Next Adventure?
Yeah, Next Adventure's located right downtown on the east side, corner of Stark and Grand.
Okay.
All right.
There we go. Matt, thank you very much. Matt Hanrahan. And you have a new pair of boots.
Yes.
There you go.